Hello guys, Christina here. I am making this video today because I've had an amazing week. I've gotten so many downloads, so many realizations, so many upgrades, gifts activated. It's been amazing. And the other day I was sitting here and oh my gosh, my mind could not stop. It was just like non-stop receiving stuff in my head. It was like a conversation I'm having with myself, but it wasn't. It was just like my higher self just pouring through all this information, and I just knew I had to share it with you guys. But I kind of was resisting that, and they told me to, and what they were wanting me to do, I haven't been doing a lot of. I do every once in a while, but for the most part, I steer clear of it. And the reason is, my whole entire journey, I have done nothing but get attacked by darker energies and entities. And not just that, just even humans, straight humans, and because I instill all kinds of things in them, insecurity, jealousy, just not even do anything, just me being nice and always trying to help people and always being good, never being like those other girls you see out there, those little envious or jealous people or catty women that just don't get along with other women because they're women. Never been that girl. Never. But yet, oh my gosh, what I deal with is ridiculous. Just like on here, I have 1 million men that watch. Like whenever you see my statistics, there's men, all men that answer my thing, barely any women. And that's sad. That's sad to see, especially when I'm even dealing with my spiritual community. And people have not moved past little ego things yet. It really breaks my heart. But this week, I almost forgot what I was talking about. Okay, so my point of that was, what I've always feared is really putting myself out here anymore. I really make myself small. I don't share my power and what I can do out there with everybody, because then I'm even more of a target. If I play myself little and I stay small and quiet, then I've been able to manage not to have as many attacks, which I've still been nonstop attacks. So I couldn't even imagine if I wasn't doing this, really. Like, it would not be fun. Literally almost every person that's come into my life now for the past 2 years has been people with darker energies in them, and they have only been there to screw me up and try to hurt me. So I literally have to watch my back 24/7, and it's not fun. It's really not fun. So I haven't made these videos like this and going to be as open as I am today. This is something that Divine Mother and Divine Father are both pushing me to do, and says that I need to share this story. They want people to hear this, and it needs to be heard. It's part of why I'm here. So I'm breaking past my comfort zone, and I'm going to do it. So, because I know it's what's best. If it's going to help people, then that's what I want to do. So the other day, I'll share the first download I received. It wasn't the first, but it was one of my favorites. So for you guys out there, especially on your spiritual journey, and you've been getting attacked, and especially they like to hit us where it hurts, especially in our relationships, okay? And you're you can sit there and you're getting attacked. People are putting black magic on you, everything else, and you're like, God, why is this happening? I'm one of your people. I've been doing the work, I'm doing good. Why do you let these people that have these horrible intentions, just be able to, do these things, and you're not protecting me? Why? Did I do something wrong? Did I deserve this? And what hit me the other day was, God lets it happen, okay? He even lets them do black magic on you, and it sucks for him to watch and her to watch us go through these things, but they're not that fazed by it, actually, because they know the end game and what it's going to bring. The more and more you're going through that experience, and you're going through these traumas and them hurting you like this, it's starting to bring out that beast in you. Your true divine I am presence is finally going to come out through the whole experience. And the beauty of it is God never worries about anything that they're doing, even with the darkest of magic they can pull, or however many entities are coming after you. It doesn't matter, because in the end, once that spark is awakened in you, you started to learn how to like protect yourself. You start learning to put up protection and make it where anybody that sends anything towards you will be sent right back to them, threefold, or in my case, tenfold. So, in the end, what's beautiful is you end up rising to your power and realizing that there is no energy in this world that can defeat you, that is stronger than you. Because see, those people with their impure intentions that they set and doing those awful things to you, they didn't realize we never do that. We don't go for revenge, and we don't seek to do those same things. We simply just start protecting ourselves. And that act alone makes us more powerful than those entities could ever imagine being. They get a little cocky. They think they could take you out, and they want to prove it. And their ego is what is always getting them in trouble. And that's what God loves. He gets to see us rise, come into our power, and have this realization, and feel empowered and realize who we are and what we're capable of now. And through pain, through suffering, comes growth, comes wisdom, comes evolution. And it's a beautiful thing. It sucks in those moments that you're going through it, but in the end, it's so amazing. That feeling you have, and that feeling of accomplishment, and the joy to finally have the wisdom that you have now, and the knowledge, and to be able to see through things and to prevent things from happening now. I mean, I'm grateful for so much. Yes, like, this road has been hard. I've constantly, in this journey, have been getting hit after hit after hit, but I set it up that way because I wanted my soul to evolve and learn the most as possible to be the person that I needed to be in this lifetime. So that means I've had to always constantly push myself another level of rebirth. Every hard experience for me is like a death, a rebirth again, death and rebirth. And it's just been back to back, but it's because I needed to fully embody all of who I am. So I had to be able to have all these experiences, to have the wisdom and the knowledge that I needed to help people that need it right now. So when you reach that point where you see that and you're so thankful, then like you don't even care about those hard times. It means nothing. That's a beautiful thing. So I know there's got to be a ton of you out there that have always said the same thing, like, God, why is this happening to me? And I thought I was one of your people, and yet you let this stuff happen. Where's my protection? That's why. It's going to build you. It's going to grow you into who you were to become. That true divine essence of you. The highest version of you there's ever been. The most evolved version of you there's ever been. And that's a beautiful thing that you don't want to pass on. Let me assure you of that. But this week, this message, God was telling me to just share who I am. Who I am has been something like, I know it, I've accepted it, but then there's still a part of me that has been so scared to say it. And, a lifetime of people knocking you down, when you have done nothing but try to be there for them, when you just got crapped on every time you turned around, it kind of makes you doubt yourself. And it's also ego. I always worry about ego. I have made mistakes in past lives, I'll share more about that in a minute. But because of that, in the beginning, I made a mistake, got my ego a little bit too big, and I don't like it, and I don't like what it caused. It's something that I still see that affects people in this lifetime. So I am always super cautious about it. Like, I cannot lie to myself. When I know, if once I see something, that's it. I got to change it. Like, I will drive myself crazy. And I'm somebody, like, no matter what I do, I have already, like, evaluated if my ego's involved, always. And I have been really good about being able to pick that out and not have an issue admitting my faults. Like, and today I think that's really what a lot of what I want to discuss is a lot of the things that I've seen people have blocks with in our community. And it's breaking my heart. Like, so many people, I see them all struggling with a couple of the same exact things. And it's something that we have to move past. They're major things. Major. Okay. So I'll start with where this weekend this all started. Saturday, God had told me earlier in the week when I was working with my friend Brandon that on Saturday would be a rough day for me. That would be like just a really bad day of, like, I don't know. I can't remember what we were talking about, but it was just like, he was like, that's going to be a rough day for you. So I'm like, okay. Well, Saturday, right away, I get woken up to Brandon first thing in the morning, and he was telling me something that happened the night before. So God called him, or not, God didn't call him. God's talking to him. He told him to call someone. Gosh, I can't even talk right tonight. So God asked him to call his friend that he knows, him and his wife, and tell them to meditate that night at this time and connect with God, because there was some information that was going to be shared with them and activations that need to be done. So then Brandon gets a call back from him, and the guy ended up remembering who he was. Okay. And his wife, and they were Adam and Eve. And he shared a vision that he was shown of the future. And it was one that was not good for this, it's a lot of people that died. It was almost all humanity gone. And it was going to be Adam and Eve starting over again, reseeding this planet again. And at that moment, I had the craziest change in thoughts. All of a sudden it went to a couple months ago, or it was actually probably more than a couple months ago, but I had an experience of my higher self entering my body. It was crazy. Like, I remember looking down, I was in my garage all of a sudden, and I looked down, and like my hands looked so weird, like really, really, really weird. I felt huge. I felt like I was like 10 foot tall, no lie. And I was looking down, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in a body. Like, holy crap, this is me in a body. Wow. My higher self had entered, and like I was just seeing and like taking it all in, and I still felt like large and just like I am in my etheric self. And it was intense. And then that night I'm outside under the stars, and I'm looking, and I still feel like a giant. Like, I feel like the size of my house. It was crazy. But all of a sudden it hit me, and I was like, I created all of this. Everything. These are all my children here. This is all my creations. And I knew some of this, but I've been kind of like denying it and pushing it away, even when I try to accept it. And like, I would share with some people who I am or who I've been in other lifetimes, and I would seem confident and comfortable in it, but I'm not actually. I always wasn't like sharing that. I'm very modest. God always said people would have a very hard time like understanding my modesty in this lifetime. And I don't know, I can't help it. It's just, I look at myself, we're all equal, we're all the same. But in this moment, I just started bawling my eyes out after realizing I created everything. And it was because I realized that everybody here, not everybody, but most people would die. And that broke my heart. Like, it just destroyed me. I had not cried so hard, I think, ever I just cried and cried so bad. It was reliving another trauma from another life, back when the flood happened in Atlantis times. It was rough. I didn't go down with Atlantis. I had left here in a ship. They sent a ship to get me and remove me from the planet. They said I was too important to go down with it. But that was a trauma enough alone, like being ripped away from here, knowing what was about to happen to everybody, to my creations. It's not a good thing. It was horrible. When I got my light language activated in this life, like, that was the very first thing I was talking about with my light language. My soul was like purging that trauma, that experience of what I went through then and how painful it was. And here I was reliving it a few months ago, thinking about how it's going to happen all over again. And it really, really snapped me out of it. It really woke me up the other day and realized who I really was. Whenever that message came through, I was like, okay, all this is really true. I still hadn't really accepted it, even since it was my higher self coming in that one night. After that, I didn't really feel like it was just like me again. So I didn't think anything about it, and I kind of just brushed it off. And that day, I finally got it. I'm like, I can't deny this part of me anymore. And that's when God's like, I need you to share this and share who you are. Share your story. So I am the embodiment of the Divine Mother. I am the female Christ. In very ancient, usually hidden knowledge, because I have been removed from almost everything of history. But some people that know the hidden mysteries, they knew that Christ would be coming back this time as the female embodiment of Christ. And that's who I am. I was Hathor. I was Isis. I was Mary Magdalene. I have been Joan of Arc. I have also been King Arthur. I had to do a male lifetime because back then I had to make a big change. We needed a big change here. It was after the flood and after Christ died on the cross, and we had did 1,000 years in hell for everybody. And, well, it was supposed to be 2,000. Jesus had to do 2,000 alone. We did 1,000 with him. I did, and some of our apostles and stuff came with us too, just to do the time. So at 1,000 years, all of us except for Jesus got sent back because the energies were so dark here. Lucifer was mad at the fact that, he was still stuck here and these incarnations were here. This world was supposed to be destroyed then. Or not the world, but the people. And when we came, we decided that we actually went against what we were here to do. Me and Jesus seen... Not Jesus, I'm sorry, Yeshua. I gotta break myself for saying that. Yeshua is his name, not Jesus. My bad. But Yeshua and I decided that this place, the people were worth saving. We seen the hope in you. We seen the good in you. And that's where he decided to do this on the cross. In the end, we were hoping that Lucifer would not go forward with it, but he did. So, with that said, he was mad because he didn't want these creations here. And this just put us into another cycle of all these thousands of years. So he was not very pleased, and he took it out on us in hell and this world. So after 1,000 years, we had to come back, and I had a couple incarnations, and that's when Lucifer was able to start telling who I was. They were able to predict who I was in lifetimes, because every time they started to see I rose to leadership, and I was always doing these big profound things and helping guide the people in the right direction. And so he ended up switching my bloodline, putting me into a whole new bloodline than what I was in. So to make it where I was born into horrible situations where I would have a less likelihood of being able to rise to leadership and help people. So the very first incarnation that he switched me, that was actually my incarnation as Archangel, or not Archangel, well, it wasn't, I'm sorry, I was about to say my angel side, but, so it was my incarnation as King Arthur. We needed to shift the world in a whole new direction. And so that's why I came to play that part. I couldn't do a woman in that lifetime. I had to choose to be a man, because at that time, like, there's no way a woman in those times would rise to leadership like that. So I had to take that man role. And it also gave me some of the soul experience and knowledge I wanted to know, being in the man's shoes. So that was very good. But it was cool because even though Lucifer switched things around trying to make my life harder, I still rose, and I still was able to become this person that affected life and shifted and altered our reality for the better. And that's a beautiful thing, very beautiful thing. So through all this, like, since then, I have been murdered in almost every lifetime. Really ridiculous. You know, what I've seen in this lifetime, it's been rough. It's been sad what I see from people, like, even since awakening, and I'm in the spiritual community, and I'm meeting my soul tribe, people coming in, and I can't believe what I've ran into. Now, God has already told me of my purpose here, and that I am going to be always doing things different that nobody else does, and I'm here to be that way shower, to show you guys there is a different way, and to get people on board with trying something different, because it works better. It's better for everyone. And I get that. But there's still, like, the basics that we are putting out there in spirituality that you should know by now if you're on this journey. And so many struggle with it, and it breaks my heart. So much jealousy. And it's just, in some of it's all carried over from past lives and knowing who you are. Some people aren't even conscious of the things that they're doing in this lifetime. And it's their soul. It's like what's in them. And so many people want to be me, Yeshua. They all want these titles. And they think it's like to be so amazing. They just want the attention, really. It's still the ego. You know, you feel like to be somebody, you have to say that you're this person, or to, matter and be loved or important or special. You're all these things. It's what you don't get. You're all these things. You don't need to be a certain soul to be that. But they think that. And the thing is, like, they want something that they don't even know what they're signing up for. When you when you move up in rank, okay? And that comes with a lot more responsibility. A lot more. And it is not like you think. It's not just people like, oh, like, you think that you just picture everything like it's golden. All these people are going to worship me. For one, God doesn't want anybody's worship. God or goddess. Okay? And nobody should be being worshipped by anybody. Nobody needs worshiping. Nobody should be worshipped. We are all the same. Period. And it ain't even like that. What you don't see is all the work that goes into everything that we do and what we have here. And how nobody even considers that or appreciates what goes in to having this planet, to having this incarnation, to having this life. It's not easy. By any means. By any means. Just what I and Yeshua have to deal with when we incarnate, by even our own people. They're always envious deep down. They're always jealous deep down. They want our gifts. They want our abilities. One lifetime, I activated the girl in this lifetime, and I didn't even know this at the time. But in a past life, she had murdered me. And it was because I had activated her. I gave her gifts and abilities. And I gave her all of them that I could. And she was not grateful. She was wanting the gift of creation. And the thing is, I have the gift of creation, but I could not give her at that time the gift of creation. I just now got it in this lifetime. And I'm not handing that out. Like, I have 3 people I'm supposed to give it to. That's it. And I'm very nervous about even giving it to them because it's a big responsibility and you don't even understand where it goes wrong. You don't want that to be on your hands like when it goes wrong. But I could not give her the gift of creation. Like, God pretty much gave that to Lucifer, and that's when he seen, like, he gave Lucifer almost all his abilities, and he's like, whoa, big mistake, don't need to do that again. And so he did it. But now, this girl thought I was holding out from her and wouldn't give her something. And she poisoned me. I was killed. And not just that, like, who Yeshua was in that lifetime, she even knew that he would figure out it was her and what happened and come after her. And she was right. And when he went to go find her, instead, she had like a group of men all there waiting, and they freaking killed him dead. He got ambushed. So, 2 souls you just killed because you wanted something I could not give you, and you weren't happy enough. Does that sound very of the light? Does that sound like you should have that gift, that ability? Do you think you're ready, and look at the things that you do? This is happening every day, though, with people. Think you're ready for something and you're not, and you don't even know what it entails. Just like the gift of creation, it's not that easy to create. There's a million things that go into it. Everything has to have a purpose. It has to have a function. You have to know what to add, how to add it, what the purpose of it is, and what are the side effects. There's so much detail that goes into anything that you do, especially creation. And this is where God says the difference with me and like Yeshua have been. You see where I'm telling you, like, I've been fighting this the whole time, believing who I am. Anybody else out there, though, you tell them that, oh my gosh, they are so big-headed. After that, that's it. They are the goddess. They are Yeshua, da-da-da, bow down. Like, they are so freaking cocky, almost arrogant about it. Online, they share it with everybody and voice it to death. And oh, if you try to tell them otherwise. See, part of why I was also like rejecting it was because I know that there's many people out there that think they have been Isis or Mary Magdalene, and there's nothing wrong with that. You are a part of me. You are a soul fractal of me. You're an essence of me. You're an essence of me. You hold my DNA in your blood, and I'm your monad. So at times you can tap in to the Akashic, and they will show you memories of other lives, but it doesn't mean that it was your lifetime. Yes, you are of that monad, but we are all different soul fractals and essences, so just because you've seen a lifetime of Isis or Mary or whoever does not mean that that was your lifetime. That was the where you come from's memory. In this lifetime, there is supposed to be the return of the Mary Magdalene, the actual soul essence or soul fractal of Mary Magdalene, the person that lived that incarnation, and that is me. I didn't want to accept it, and that's where God said is the difference between us. Because, like, I've resisted it. I know who Yeshua is in this lifetime. Yeshua's resisted it completely. And it's been very hard for us to, like, finally own that and stand in our power. Know, not be ashamed to say who we are or scared to say who we are. As to where anybody else, they would, oh my gosh, you can't get them to drop that idea. I've seen some ridiculous stuff people out there, what they're saying and doing. Like, it's just, I love you guys, you're our children, but come on now. Can we leave the egos at the door? Okay? So many of you don't even know what it means or what it's going to entail to play that role or part. Very few could handle it. That's why it's something you can be me. I'm here to help you. I'm here to show you what you need to do to be me. Okay? I do not want this all for myself. I want everybody to rise. I want everybody to be a creator. I want everyone to have the same things that I've had. Everything I've ever done in any life, it's been trying to pave the way for you guys to have a beautiful future, to be able to have somewhere to go and create, and to get the experiences that you have, to gain that soul wisdom. So little does anybody think about the divine and what we go through for you. What goes into this? About giving back. So many are still stuck on their self, and they don't realize you have to start branching out. You have to start caring and working with other people. You have to start helping other people. You have to start doing things, period. This is something I do want to mention. So you have these darker energies out there, and they have infiltrated our whole entire community and are acting like the light, and they give you false information, all this, and send people down that wrong path. And many people don't realize this, and many do. If you don't know this yet, beware of who you're taking your information from. FYI, just because they have the biggest following or something online does not mean that they are in alignment with source, okay? Actually, for the most part, the people that have been telling the truth and are in alignment and sharing the correct information, they get blocked. Their stuff gets taken down. It's everything you can imagine to prevent them from their messages getting out there. So those ones that aren't having that happen to them, those ones that got the biggest followings, I'd maybe not listen to them, because the reason they're not being blocked is because why would the darkness want to block the darkness? Why would they block somebody that they sent there to send that information to you? Makes sense, right? So I see people all the time, they've come to me for help, but then they're scared and nervous to get help from me, and it's because they've spent so much money on people, and they're still sitting there with the same problems. They're like, I've spent all this money, and yet I still have all the problems that I paid for, that I was paying them for to fix. And so I do the work for free, and guess what? Within one phone call, the problem's fixed. Everything they wanted to know, all the answers, all of it, done. And they're blown away. They can't believe it. And this is where I tell people, stop thinking because somebody has a following that they are the best. It's called they know how to market themselves good. That's what they did. They went and spent the money on learning how to market themselves and not on the skills for what they're actually doing. And then meanwhile, the people that are out there that are in alignment, we're trying to be heard. We're trying to help, but nobody wants to listen to us. And we get blocked and stopped. And because we don't have a following, you don't want to sit there and pay attention to us. Or you guys don't want to sit here and listen to a long video like this one I'm making now. So after like a minute, you hang up. Yeah, I'm off. You don't realize it's the most valuable information, but apparently you're not ready for it yet. You got some more lessons to go. People don't realize every day how they are passing by a chance to move forward, a chance to evolve, a chance to learn something very valuable, because they don't have patience and they just shoot something down within 2 seconds. Oh, because they don't want to watch the long video. I'm just going to go for the short ones. Well, guess what? You just missed the valuable information, and now you just forced yourself up. Like, God now sees you're not ready for it. Now you're going to go through a lot more lessons before you're going to have that privilege again to learn that information. We don't know. This is my other thing, is cocky people in the spiritual community that think that they know it all and they have nothing else to learn. You're wrong. You are so wrong. I'm the Divine Mother. Guess what? I still got crap to learn. I still don't know everything. I still have things coming to me. And God only gives you what you need to know that like is important to what you're going through at this time. Or like what your mission is. He's not going to bring you every single thing. And when it is time for you to know, he brings it through other people most of the time. So for these people always to be walking around like people on Facebook, oh, you guys kill me. Just because somebody creates a Facebook group does not make them a professional. It does not make them a master. It does not make them the best. They made that. Guys, remember how you set up your account? Like anybody could do it. You don't have to show like criteria. You don't have to like prove anything. Like They could just make a group and say they're this or that or whatever, and like they're trying to act like something they're not. Your behavior, a lot of the things you do, you are setting a bad example. If you want to be a leader, great, I am for it. But make sure you know how to lead. Make sure you are leading the right way and teaching the right things. When somebody shares something with you and you don't agree with it and you automatically kick them off of your group or something, shame on you. Many people in these groups, I hear about it happening all the time to people, and it's disgusting. There's also the cocky ones, and they are just there to take people's money and charge them outrageous prices because, oh, they're a master and they're worth this price. And no, you're not. Anybody charging these high prices, by the way, not in alignment. That's ego. Ego all the way. Yes, you charge for your services. It is the most valuable thing right now for people to be seeking the help they need to get where they need. And like the divine told me, okay, if you can go out and you can spend money on purses and shoes and all this and technology and all this crap you don't need, but you can invest in your own soul's future and your own self and doing what is best for your spirit and your sacred temple, you're so got so much work to do. I mean, it's beyond belief. You should be investing money in yourself more than crap out there that doesn't matter. So for those people that say we don't charge, that's wrong too. We are out there giving and giving and giving of ourselves, and it takes a lot. And we have bills to pay too. We have to survive in this world too, like you do. So how do you expect all these people are supposed to do this for you for free every single day? And I've been doing it, because when people come to me, they act like they don't have money, which they do. Most of them do. But I'm not going to turn people down. But most of them act like they don't have money. Don't want to pay. But they'll go pay somebody else that they think because they got a big following. And guess what? You'll never get the help that you were going to get from me. I get those people coming back to me all messed up. And I got to fix it. So, these are things I need you guys to work on. To move past. The percentage right now of people that are actually able to go to New Earth, that are 100% light, it's so low. What is the percentage right now? Wow. Okay, we're only at 14% of the world right now. The people on Earth, only 14% are able to go to New Earth. That is nothing. I said wow because it was a while ago when I asked, and it was at 13%. So we've gone up 1%. That's it. That breaks my heart. Now, I have created something new for everybody here, and I'm very proud of it. I love it, and I can't wait. But, this Earth school has been hard. It is a hard experience. But there are many souls that really did not need to be here to learn on such an extensive, tough planet, okay? And there was many souls that were trapped here. They were kind of in limbo because they didn't want to incarnate here, and they didn't need to. But then they weren't at 100% light, so they couldn't go to New Earth. And so Divine Father asked me to make a planet. It'll be a go-between for everybody. And it'll help all those souls that have gotten to 80% light. What you're going to do, if you're 80% light and above, you can go to this planet. And it's pretty amazing so far. I'm so excited for people to be able to live there and incarnate there. It's going to be nothing like this. There's going to be no light or dark. It's going to be just free will, but not the free will where you think something and you can create it against somebody, your own thoughts can't hurt somebody else. They're only going to affect you. But we have two suns and 2 moons. One of the moons was made of the blue flame crystals, and it literally shines that light onto the planet every day. And the blue flame I am the wielder of, and it's pretty amazing. That's heaven's strongest weapon, and it literally transforms any lower energies that come near it. So literally that light that cast upon the planet at all times will be keeping all darkness away. Also, the side of the planet that the moon's not on at that time, if any darkness is around, I actually created this blue fire rain that will rain down and be able to transmute the energies as well. There's many other things that we have instilled. I'm kind of using all my experience here on Earth to help me with this creation. It's what I've been doing here. I've been growing, evolving to be the goddess that you guys needed me to be. I didn't want you guys to suffer through any of this alone. Anything that you went through, I made sure I went through. It's been painful, but it grew me into the person I am today. I now know what the people need of me. I know what this world needs of me. I thank you for that. I wouldn't be who I am right now if it wasn't for being here, going through this with you guys. I wouldn't be the goddess you need me to be. It's been a painful road, but it was worth it. And like I said, there was nothing that I wanted you to suffer through that I couldn't do myself. I was going to be right here with you. And I've literally, any pain or trauma that anybody's went through, I made sure that I went through it as well. So I knew how to help you for this day, right here, right now. We're trying to get you guys where you need to be. But you got to learn the lessons. You got to heal yourself. You've got to do the work. This little thing where they tell you, so many people think that they're just going to switch out of here, like, oh, new timeline and all this, and we can do that. But you guys think that you don't have to do anything right now. You keep waiting for somebody to come save you. Nobody's standing up in our community. Your spirituality doesn't go past being online every day on spiritual groups, and that's it. You keep waiting for somebody else to come and fix everything. There's the people that actually think Trump is the savior. Do you think... Come on, guys, come on. Okay. All of that Trump is and stands for and embodies is like everything that we are trying to rid the world of, all right? And show the world not to be the cocky, arrogant, just... It's everything that we're trying to show people to move past, okay? And you think that God is going to use that man as a savior. That God's working through him. There's a million other people out there that could be used that is not embodying like those kind of characteristics. That's the problem. Everybody has been leaning on a government and man to help them and hasn't been leaning on the creator and that creator that's within them. They haven't been relying on themselves. They depend on somebody else to do everything for them, and guess where it led us? These people have not been leading us where we were supposed to be and for what's best for us. They've been leading us for their own agenda to keep us enslaved and entrapped. And many of us in the community see that, and yet you're still playing by the games. They're games. They play on our weaknesses. They know they've grown us to be a society that is wanting instant gratification. You don't want to work for anything. You want it just to be easy and given. And they are putting it in your mind out in the spiritual community that you don't have to do anything. It's okay. And all this, oh, you're going to wake up one day and you're going to just have all this money in your bank account and all this stuff. Think about it, guys. Money was only created by man to enslave man. If God was doing a big reset, right, and everything was going to go right on this planet all of a sudden in a blink of an eye, why would there even be money? Why would you have a bank account full of money? If he was going to do a reset, don't you think he would wipe the thing clean of money because it was just created to control you and enslave you? I would like to think that's what would happen, because it is. So, for you that have been following that belief, please throw it out the window. Please realize it is true what Yeshua was saying in that past lifetime. It's not in the Bible. They changed it. What he was teaching you is not that he's coming back on a white horse to save you. He was saying you have to save yourself. We have to come together united. This is when we had no problems. Before they wiped me out of history, guess what? We had no war. We had no hatred. There's no battles. We worked together as a tribe, as a community. We helped each other. We cared about each other. We looked out for one another. We didn't need a government because we had us. Now, how are we going to fix this problem in the world, you think? And how can we stop this? And they run everything. If we all stood together, who could stop us? What are they going to do to everybody? You going to kill us all? You going to put us all in jail? What? Who are you gonna roll over then? Right? The answer is us. The answer is within us, and the answer is us. We are how we fix this place. Each and every single one of us. When you heal yourself, you heal this world, and I am dead serious. But so many are refusing to heal themselves because they don't want to admit things, that they still have things to learn, or that they're in their ego. You know how many people I'm friends with, or was? And they always would comment about me because, I will actually, if there's something that I need to change and you bring it up, I don't get upset. I don't take it personal. I'm thankful. I'm like, thank you. Now I see what I need to work on, and now I'm going to. I understand that a lot of times we can see things in other people. We can see them instantly and know what they need. But to see it in ourselves is harder. So I never turn away somebody that's trying to share some information with me, something they've observed that I could help, work on and grow towards being better on. I'm thankful. There's one girl one time, she used to always be waiting for a fight as soon as she told me, and when there wasn't, she still was trying to, end the call, in a bad way, because she thought it was going to happen. It's I'm just not going to talk to you for a while, and I'm like, dude, stop, I'm not going to fight with you, I'm cool, you stop this, everything's fine. And she would finally realize, and it would be, good. But everybody would always comment how they loved how I was, that I accepted it so well and didn't have that problem. But yet, when I came to them, me, I try to get them to figure it out themselves. I'll kind of try to lead the conversations, or, into a direction that brings up the things that I'm seeing that they need to work on. And I'm only doing it because it's affecting my life negatively a lot. And I know that the true way for you to help somebody, it's not to tell them, nobody likes to be told all day what's wrong with them. Okay. And, people, it's our mind, it automatically does these things, and you kind of just want to reject it. But so I try to get them, the best way is to help somebody figure it out for themselves, have them come up with the idea or the realization. And that's when it'll be powerful and they'll change something. Sorry. So I would try doing that. When it doesn't work, then I'd finally have to say something to them, and oh my God, how dare I say they are anything but perfect. And I am public enemy number one. And it goes from remembering how Christina has done nothing but be good for you. How Christina has shown her gifts and abilities every time, and they've never been wrong, and they've always been right and powerful, and you loved everything that happened from it. And then all of a sudden it's nope, and I'm below you, and all this other. It's just pathetic. You forget about everything that person has shown and proven. And you go against it, and you bash them. Turn your back on them because you didn't want to accept something about yourself. This happens to me every time. It's a lonely road when you're at the top. So guys, don't rush into something and wanting something that you're not even ready for. And you don't know what it entails. Start realizing what other people go through too. To provide for you, to help you. Because we're doing it out of the bottom of our heart, just from the kindness in our hearts and for our pure love for you. I wish you guys could see that. It's like so many people, just like the girls that when they see me and reject me just because I'm pretty. I can't help it. God made me this way. Okay, but no, seriously. Like Divine Father told me a long time ago, your outside is just a mere reflection of your inside. I just made it the same. It just reflects the true beauty that you hold within. But I am the most kindest person. And I'm the one that you want to be a friend with, because I'm a loyal friend to this, the day I die. Like, I will put my life on the line for you. And I'm that friend that would never make you feel down. Like, when people are down and they call me, and guess what? Within 2.5 seconds, I have them so pumped and motivated and loving themselves and believing in themselves again. Most of you, your whole life, you have people telling you what's wrong with you, or trying to make you think that. I'm the opposite. I'm always building you up and telling you what you're capable of and pushing you to show that beautiful soul that you are to everyone and reminding you just how amazing you are. But yet I get treated like I'm the worst person in the world the second you see me, because of your own insecurities that you should not have, because you're beautiful and amazing yourself. Can we grow past these people? We should not be having this issue this far along anymore. You guys want to go where you want to go. You want to be at the top. You want to do, you want to ascend, you want to do this. Well, these are things that you have to shed. You have to be real about. Because they hurt people. They hurt you. You hurt somebody, you hurt yourself. This has to stop. That was just my message I wanted to share with you guys today. I kind of can't believe I just shared all this and said all this crap. I hope I do share this video. I can see myself like, no. I'm being told to share a little bit more of how it works with who I am. Okay, so you have Divine Mother and Divine Father. One of their first creation was the dragons. That they hold the essence of like the creator. Okay. Well, God created Lucifer, and who is Peter in the Bible. Now them two come from the same draconian DNA. Okay, so them, when he created Lucifer, he created Peter to keep Lucifer in check. But that didn't go so well, them two, since they're both from like draconian DNA, they kind of went in that same direction and partnered up, and then you had me created. I am the daughter of God, of Divine Mother Sophia and the Divine Father. Divine Mother, she took two of the most powerful, strongest, and wisest dragons and created me, her soul fractal. I would be an extension of her. I would be her embodiment in these lives. And then they created Yeshua after me. That's the Divine Father's emanation. That's his fractal that he uses. And he used two of the most powerful, wisest dragons as well to create Yeshua. And we were made to keep Lucifer and Peter, our brothers, in check. Not in this lifetime. We don't have to worry about doing that. This one, we're here to clear out the energies, the effects that they've left. But that is how we got our start. This is who we are. Now, I love all you soul. Anybody that has had visions of Isis or Mary or any of who I've been, there's nothing wrong with that. You're part of me. Not everything here is part of my creation. Back then, okay, so Lucifer, we wanted to give him somewhere to practice creation, okay? And Earth was not really big. It was far off from where we were, and it just kind of was not something being used, and it was a great place for him to be able to go and try out creating. And he came here, and he was doing a great job. I was proud of him. So I came to join him. He's my son. So I came here in support, and I started creating with him. I created man. And he thought he could own them. He's like, those are mine. And I was like, no, they're not yours. He's like, well, then they're yours. And I went, no, they're not mine either. They're their own soul. They own their self. Nobody can own them. He didn't like that. He wanted no part of that. He wanted to then create his own heaven. Everything that, like, the light creates, he was wanting to create his own version of it. He was going to create his own heaven. And he ended up creating hell because of his intentions. And creating the beings, the entities that are here. He's been a big mistake. Gave him too much power. That power's not being taken away permanently. And nobody in the future ever has a free ride because you were born into a DNA line. Everybody has to work for what they want. You have to prove yourself. You have to evolve your soul. You have to grow it. Improve yourself for the things that you want to move up to and achieve. We are all capable of doing the same thing. Any title, any role, any leadership position, they can go to anybody. You just have to earn it. Things will be fair now. These are things that we've learned over time. We've all made mistakes. Okay? I'm just going to end it there. We're here to fix things. We're here to fix the energy here. But actually, a big part of whether this creation keeps going or not is a part of you guys and what you do with these opportunities that you're being afforded right now. Are you guys going to start rising up, speaking up, and doing what you can to change this world? Or are you going to keep waiting for somebody that's not coming to save you? The only people that could maybe show up for you are the ones that are not showing up for you. It won't be good. You have to show up for yourself, and you should know this with what we're sharing all the time in our community. So why is everybody still thinking and waiting for somebody else to come do it? This world needs you. I need you. Divine Father needs you. Gaia needs you. This planet is us. We are Gaia. That's how I made it. We need each other. So, I hope I taught you something today. I don't know, I hope I inspired you. I just want to see everybody be able to come out of these energies here, these dense energies, and rise and have a life that they so deserve. But the only thing stopping that is you. I know, I've been walking the journey too. I've been blocking myself the whole way too. It's time that stops. And we're doing it together. You're not in it alone. You got the whole world backing you up in the whole galaxy right now. We're all here. What do you need us to do? What do you need to know? How can we help you to get past what's blocking you? Please reach out if you need help. I'm here. But nobody's getting a free ride. Me and Yeshua decided this lifetime we are not here to save everybody, and we're not going to save everybody. You have to prove yourself to get our help. You got to prove us that you're going to do the work, because people have a problem where they just want somebody to do everything for them and they don't want to apply their self. And when you don't do the work, you don't learn. Your soul doesn't actually learn and grow from that experience like you should and we're supposed to. And that's the problem. And that's why we're not going to come in and just help fix you and do it all make it easy on you and just, here, you're fixed. Because your soul, though, is just going to stay stuck here and keep on repeating these cycles over and over again. Because you didn't actually get that soul growth and wisdom. Because you didn't have to get yourself out of that situation and do any work. We are not here to save everybody. That was originally our intentions, but you have to earn it. There's so many that don't deserve to go where they may want to go. Sadly. God has given everybody a fair chance in this lifetime. No matter what path you have chosen in any lifetime, whether you have been of darker energies, lower energies, whatever, it doesn't matter. He gave you a chance to choose. You could have chose different. He made it where, and she made it where anything, clean slate if you chose to do different this lifetime. He would ignore all the past stuff if you would have chose the right path this time. Sadly, most aren't choosing that. Don't be the one that passes something by, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, because of your ego. Okay, guys? Ego's here to help you, actually. As a part of us, we did need it. But when you don't have that connection to Source, you don't have that connection with your true divine I am presence, that's where you go into self-to-service self energies, Luciferian energies with it. That's where the ego starts running you in your life, instead of the other way around. When you walk with the Creator, then you're able to use that ego for your benefit. Ego's not a bad thing. As long as you're walking with the creation, with Creator, your true self, then you can trust where you're being guided. You can't trust man with that, because of that ego. I love you guys. Anybody that has something negative to say, keep it to yourself. I don't want to hear it. I don't need to hear it. Believe whatever you want. You'll see for yourself soon. If not, oh well. And I don't need to prove anything to anybody. I already know who I am. Maybe you should learn who you are before you should say anything to anybody else. That would be pretty wise. I love you guys. I hope you got something from this. It's all coming out of love, just because I sit back every day and I watch so much go on. And I go through so much by the hands of other people. And they don't even see it or realize it. They're not even aware most of the time of the stuff that they're doing, how it affects people. And how do I expect anybody to change or grow past this if I don't bring it to their awareness, if I just stay quiet and keep taking it and dealing with it? How do I help you grow then? If I just stay silent and just act like it didn't happen, I am robbing you of a chance to have soul growth. And I don't want that. I want your soul to advance. I want your soul to move past this. I want your soul to go straight to the top. So, I love you guys. I hope you like this, and have a good night. Bye.